All right, we just arrived in Boston after about 5 hours in the car. It was a long drive, but well worth it. We are staying at the lovely Intercontinental Hotel at the Seaport. We just checked in, but we need some coffee. We need to go wander around a little bit, so we're about to go do that. Right, Bud? Right, Bud?
Yeah.
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, so we happened to come to Boston during a major heat wave. So we're not going to be doing a ton of walking around right now because it's about 100 degrees outside. But we are waiting in our hotel lobby for an Uber to take us to Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market, which is a really cool food market.
Oh.
And Ollie found a dime.
Two dimes and 1 penny.
Woo! Big money. You can spend. You can buy us our food at Quincy Market with that.
I have $12.
12 cents.
12 cents. How I pay for anything.
We'll figure it out. So Quincy Market at Faneuil Hall is unbelievable. There are so many vendors and so many delicious looking things, but we knew we were going to be having dinner in just a little while, so we mostly just browsed. However, Ollie did need a snack, so he appropriately chose some shrimp cocktail. How is it? So good? That evening, we went to Boston Sail Loft for dinner, where I had a delicious lobster and shrimp scampi. Ollie had the award-winning chowder, which was delicious, and my mom had a lovely Caesar salad with scallops and salmon. Afterwards, we went for a delightful walk up towards the north end, which was just stunning, even on this particularly hot evening. One of my favorite things about Boston is that it is a hugely walkable city, and it's gorgeous. Nearly every step we took, there were beautiful alleys, lots to see, and you can cover a lot of ground in just 24 hours. We certainly will be back, but even in the 24 hours we were here, we were able to cover a lot of distance. So here we are in the north end of Boston. This is the Little Italy of Boston. I've heard you cannot go wrong with any of these restaurants, but we were on a mission on this particular evening, and that was to try out the pastries at Modern Pastry. They are known for their cannolis. There's a bit of a rivalry between Modern Pastry and Mike's Pastry. We only had time to try one on this trip, so we went in and just marveled over all the goodies. Ollie picked out an orange custard cake, and I picked out 2 different types of cannolis, which we then took back to our hotel room. But as we were leaving, the Boston Celtics had just won the NBA championship, and we ran into the coach of the Boston Celtics carrying the trophy down the street. A once-in-a-lifetime sighting for sure. All right, we just got back from Modern Pastry with some delicious treats. Go ahead, open it up. Let's see. Ooh. So we got 2 types of cannolis. One with custard, vanilla custard, and pistachio. And the other one with traditional ricotta and it got turned over in the Uber, but chocolate chips. And then Oliver got this delightful little orange cake.
Yum.
Yum. All right, let's try.
Every story has one failing part, a beginning. By the end,
Yum.
the same.
Very good. Very good. After a very sound night's sleep in our hotel room, we ventured out the next morning on our second half day of exploring Boston. We started off with some fantastic coffee and baked goods for breakfast. This is at Sorrel Bakery, right around the corner from the Intercontinental. Highly recommend. The coffee drinks were all great. We had a lovely little breakfast here before setting off for the rest of the day. Now, because Boston was experiencing an extreme heat wave, we did want to set out early, but this kind of messed up our plans a little bit because a lot of things were closed when we got there. This was at about 8:30 in the morning. We headed over to Boston Commons. We checked out this cemetery, but we were not able to go in because it was not quite open yet. But that's okay. We enjoyed the beautiful views of Boston Common. It was not too hot. People were already up and about. This was about 8:30 a.m. in the morning. It's just a really beautiful park. And of course, from Boston Commons, you can find the Freedom Trail. So here is the beginning of the Freedom Trail, and this will lead you around. You can actually follow this trail all throughout Boston, seeing all the major historical sites if you simply follow this little Brick Lane Road. So here Ollie and I are. We had found the Brick Lane Road, and we decided to set off and see what we could see. So we started off on the Freedom Trail, but as anyone who has ever traveled with children knows, you must be flexible with your expectations. We quickly found a water fountain, which was of great interest to Ollie. We had to throw a quarter in. So if you are traveling with children, set loose expectations for what you will actually see. That'll just make a more enjoyable experience for all. And plus, there's nothing better than seeing travel through your children's eyes. Once we explored the fountain, we got back on the Freedom Trail. We headed up to the Capitol building, which was beautiful to see from the outside. Opted not to go in because we didn't have a lot of time, but I did want to check out the Paul Revere House. So full disclosure, we hopped in Uber to the Paul Revere House. We didn't have a lot of time. And again, it was not open because it was so early in the morning, but it was cool just to see it from the outside. Now, one thing that I definitely did want to see and that we had booked tickets for in advance was the Boston Tea Party Museum. This is fun for kids and grown-ups. There's a lot of history and a lot of reenactment, and it's just a short stroll from our hotel. Your tour begins in a common meeting room where they have reenactors, creating the scenes from the days leading up to the Boston Tea Party. Everyone is given a character to play, and as a former actor, I gladly raised my hand to have a speaking role. I played Thomas Porter, so when they called my name, I got to stand up and loudly dissent. It was great fun. Here's another one of the reenactors. They really were fantastic. They got us all up in arms. We were angry at the Brits, and then afterwards, they led us down to the ship where we would soon commit acts of treason against England, all in great fun, of course. So here is the outside of the ship. It was, again, particularly hot that day. A lot of participants. This is a very popular outing for Boston. So if you are here, no matter what your age, I really do recommend taking this tour. It's great in terms of history. And here we go, the littlest members of the crew about to commit treason, throwing that tea into the Boston Harbor. And they threw it in and we all yell, huzzah! Such fun. Afterwards, they lead you into the bow of the ship where you can explore what the tea looked like, what it was like in those actual ships. This was a lot of fun. Ollie really enjoyed this. I did as well, to be perfectly honest. Again, this truly is a tour for all ages. And then after this, after you're done exploring the ship, you can throw the tea in again. I wanted to experience this as well. What did that feel like? It felt great. Huzzah, huzzah. And then after the tour is complete, you can head into the dining area to actually sample some of the true teas that were on board back in the Revolutionary times. So these copper vats hold different types of teas, and for a small fee, you can sample them all. Highly recommend this tour. Really, really great. Afterwards, sadly, it was time to check out of our hotel and head on up the coast of Maine. So this 24 hours in Boston was fantastic. It was enough to whet the appetite, but it was not nearly enough. We will definitely be back. I want to check out more of the historic sites and the food. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Many more videos coming. Next one's up will be of the coast of Maine. Have a wonderful day, and as always, thanks for following Jessie Barton Travels.